When you say go after them, what do you mean?
Arrest them, imprison them for violating our Constitution.
How do you do that?
Police are probably with us.
I mean, the police will be on the side of
the patriots. They sure will. They haven't been corrupted yet, as far as I know.
I mean, that's an actual civil war that you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
You believe that the election was stolen in 2020?
Absolutely. It's playing on the nose of your face.
Sadly, this is what the Republican Party has become, the MAGA Trump Party, and there is a mass exodus of people leaving the Republican Party because the Republican Party has left them. This is part of our continuing series where we chronicle the stories that you share with us here at the MeidasTouch Network, where you say, hey, Ben, you know that person at the beginning of the video? That doesn't represent who I am as an American. That type of fascism, that flagrant disregard for our Constitution that Donald Trump encourages is not something that I support, and I am now voting for pro-democracy candidates only. And let me share some of those stories with you because they are very compelling, and share your stories below as well. Here's some of the stories that you shared with me. I've been so embarrassed that I voted for Trump in 2016. I have regretted it from the very beginning of his presidency. I'm sorry, United States. I will never vote Republican again. Next message. I was a lifetime Republican until 2016. I saw Trump for what he was. I voted for Joe Biden in 2020 and will support him in 2024. I can say truthfully that I will never vote Republican again. The GOP no longer exists. I've lost family members over my disgust for Donald Trump. I'm all in for the Democratic Party. Go blue. Next statement. My wife and I are in our 60s and have always voted Republican until Trump was nominated. We became independents. So did our 4 adult children and their spouses. At least 5 other family members and in-laws that we know of also switched. People with whom we were closely acquainted, friends for 30 years, no longer speak to us, but we feel we did the right thing. We will vote for Democrats while holding our noses in order to stop the Republicans from destroying the nation. Next comment. I was a Republican for 22 years. On January 6th, I watched in horror, asking the TV, where is he? Where is Trump? He can stop this. Where is he? The way he behaved and the way the party rallied behind him was the last straw for me. Yes, I was already losing faith due to the likes of MAGA Republicans and their culture wars, but February of 2021, I officially switched parties. In 2022, I voted blue, and I will continue to do so until this MAGA Republican Party is demolished. The next comment. I was raised in a very Republican household. I myself registered as a Republican at the age of 18. I've been voting for going on 3 decades now. Until the last few years, over 90% of my votes cast were for Republican candidates. I voted for Trump in 2016 and soon after realized that I had made a grave error. I'm still a registered Republican, but have voted blue exclusively since 2018. I am also vehemently anti-Trump MAGA. I will officially be changing my party affiliation sometime before the 2024 election. This lifelong Republican is done with the GOP for good. MAGA has diseased the party to its core. Ben, I was raised a Republican and in 2016 cast my first ever vote for Trump. I was taught to always treat the vote as sacred responsibility and soon thereafter saw through the MAGA cult of personality. In 2020 and every subsequent election, I proudly voted blue down the line. I learned that compassion, truth, and progressive activism are just as sacred as the vote. Thank you, MeidasTouch, for all that y'all do. We must all vote blue in 2024. Next comment. I as well voted for Trump in 2016 because he sounded like he wanted to help the country. However, his actual actions once in office told a completely different story. He did more to destroy the country in 4 years than any other president. That is why I voted straight Democrat in 2020 and will continue to do so until Trump is out of politics. The next statement. I was a registered Republican for 20 25 years because my dad was Republican. I didn't much pay attention to politics, and I was dismissive of Trump. I was convinced he'd never even get any votes, let alone win. When Hillary lost to such an obvious clown and a criminal, my heart broke in discovering how many people around me thought so differently than I realized. My utter despair that we voted a mob boss wannabe into office was met with condescension and jokes. I felt like I was living behind enemy lines. I no longer recognized my country. I no longer look at my life pre and post 9/11. I now divide it by pre and post Trump, praying it will be post Trump soon. I'm ashamed to say I remained Republican and apathetic until Trump won. Then I changed to independent and started paying attention and pitching in to get him out. Next comment. I left the Republican Party after being a loyal voting supporter for more than 40 years. I am done with them. Next comment. I'm 68 years old and have always voted for whoever I thought was the best candidate, whether Democrat or Republican. When Trump became the Republican nominee for 2016, I was completely disgusted. I'm a former New Yorker and had met Trump for many years ago. What a slimeball. I vowed then and there to never vote Republican again. Someone else shares this story. Same. My dad, too. I'm 55 and voted Republican until Trump. Bring back the elections of our past where the gentlemen and gentlewomen were courteous, gracious, and agreed to disagree. Next comment. I voted Republican 46 years, but when Trump won the primary in 2016, I was absolutely done with them. I have been voting third-party candidates since then because I was tired of hearing both parties blame the other for things not getting done. But in 2024, I definitely am voting the Democrat ticket to save our democracy. P.S. I love all things President Biden has done for our country, especially giving us hope there will be a country left after 2024 to be proud of once again. Next comment. When I saw the way Trump was mishandling national documents, I knew he was dirty, was moving around, so did not vote in 2020, but was still a bit on Trump's side of the fence. I regret it took me so long, but have lots of pro-Trump friends. I try to stay apolitical, not now and never again, going to donate and support the Democratic Party. Next, when I saw Trump praising Putin, I registered to vote for the first time in my life and voted for President Joe Biden. Final comment. Voted for Trump twice. Shame on me. Said never Trump the day after the 2020 election. Now a registered Democrat. I just want to show you this too. Here is the difference between lying to workers and delivering for workers. Play the clip.
If I'm elected, you won't lose one plant. You'll have plants coming into this country. You're going to have jobs again. You won't lose one plant. I promise you that.
A large American factory stopped production today after more than half a century.
Make it in America, where we began to make things again, with American workers, American products, manufacturing in American plants.
President Biden is set to celebrate the new contract negotiated by United Auto Workers today at a Stellantis plant set to reopen in Belvidere, Illinois.
And by the way, here's Donald Trump bragging over and over about ending a woman's right to choose. Play the clip.
I got rid of Roe v. Wade.
I'm the one that got rid of Roe v. Wade.
I was able to do it, and I was very honored to do it.
Do you believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no, as a principle?
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form. There, of course, remains a vital role for the federal government in protecting unborn life.
Nobody has ever done more for right to life than Donald Trump. Roe v. Wade, they won. They finally won.
The Iowa bill was signed, and they wouldn't have been able to do anything if I wasn't able to do what I did.
And folks, there you have it. I think it's so important that we share these stories. And one of the things I want to make very clear is that I am willing to embrace anybody who wants to leave MAGA, join the pro-democracy movement. Look, my feelings aren't even mixed about it. I am willing to embrace people who have the realization whenever. I think we all should be empathetic to it. There's billions of dollars in propaganda that is out there trying to skew and deceive and put out all this disinformation out there. And so, look, we need to grow this pro-democracy community. Make sure you share your comments below. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network, and have a great day.
Hey, Meidas Mighty. Love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.